Hello, you action figure enthusiasts out there. JC here, and welcome to a Wednesday edition of TNInews. So I wasn't sure on Monday if there was going to be enough news to warrant a video for today, but I think we've got just enough. I don't know if we'll go a full hour today, but I did have some things I wanted to share with you guys. But before we get into today's news, let's just do a quick roll call, see who is in the house. I see Austin Bird is the early bird here today. Happy Wednesday to you. Judge Dreads also checking in. Zim is in the house. Good to see you, my friend. Felix is here as well. CJ Prime, Passiano is here. Hanzo is here. Hobgoblin 1985 is here. So it looks like we got a decent little house. So just a quick update. As far as action figure enthusiast members go, we are now up to 44. So as I have mentioned a couple of times, we did the contest the other day for $100 store credit to Big Bad Toy Store. And I said, once we hit 50, we will do another giveaway. So however long or short that took, that's when we would do the next contest. So we are now up to 44 as I began this video. So we've got 6 more to go. You know, if we hit that by Friday, then we will have a contest giveaway on Friday. But if not Friday, then maybe next week we'll have our next one. But again, if you want to become an action figure enthusiast, it's just 99 cents. It's just going that little extra mile. So in my way of saying thank you is just doing those giveaways where we do the wheel with everybody's name on it, and then call it out during the live stream. So link in the video description if you want to consider becoming an action figure enthusiast. And if not, that's totally cool. But like I say, big thanks to everybody, all 44 of you who have at this time become action figure enthusiast members. All right. So let's get into today's news and let's talk about everything going on. Let's always like to start with Marvel. So really just an update. So first of all, today's pre-order has gone up, actually went up early this morning on Amazon. They jumped the gun a little bit, but it's their exclusive, so I guess it doesn't really matter. But again, this is now available. The Crossbones and Madame Mask, $49.99, supposed to be out in early September. So if you want to get your hands on that one, then again, it is available now on Amazon. And again, this one is an Amazon exclusive, so it is the only place that you can get it. But where the update comes is there's been a change. So originally tomorrow we were going to see the first 2 ThunderBolt figures go up for pre-order with the Yelena and Red Guardian figures. And then the following week we were supposed to see the U.S. Agent and the Bob or Sentry or whatever you want to call him, Void. That was going to go up for pre-order next week. But now according to Dan Yun, both 2 packs are going up for pre-order tomorrow. So I don't know why they changed. Guess it doesn't really matter. But now both 2 packs are going up for pre-order tomorrow, May 1st, first day of the month. We kick the month off with new Marvel Legend pre-orders. These will be available everywhere. And as far as I know of, this is all we're getting for ThunderBolts, unless they sneak in some store exclusives or something down the road. But at this time, it does look like it's just the 4 that we're getting from the Thunderbolt movie, which does open in theaters this weekend as well. And so far, everything I've seen would suggest this is going to actually probably be a decent movie. And of course, for me, I'm all about U.S. Agent. It's one of my favorite characters. So even though it annoys me that they just call him Walker in the movie, they never address him as U.S. Agent. But there you go. But I will probably go, as I mentioned before, I probably will go see this one in the theater this weekend. And of course, I'll share my thoughts after I've seen the movie. But getting back to the Marvel Legends, again, both pre-orders, which is a change from what was previously stated, will be going up for pre-order tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the MSRP on these 2 packs will be $49.99 each. Let's jump over to Star Wars. So we had a new pre-order for Star Wars that went live today. This one's being released through Target. It is the Andor new director Krennic figure based in his dress uniform, which if you caught the latest 3 episodes of Andor that premiered yesterday on Disney+, you will see him wearing this outfit. I watched the 3 episodes last night. The next 3 episodes, so we're up to 6 episodes, and I can't tell you that I have been overly impressed with this season so far. I just feel like the stories are all over the place. They're kind of convoluted. They don't, half the time, they don't seem to make a lot of sense. There's not doesn't seem to be like one cohesive story here going on. So I don't know. So far, as I mentioned last week, I just have not been terribly excited for Andor. But if you are and you want to get figures, again, we have this new one. Believe it's still available. Went up at 1 p.m. today. I don't think it's sold out. $24.99, and again, this is being offered at Target. So that is the place to go for this one. And we've got some more stuff for Star Wars coming up this weekend. Remember, it's May the 4th on Sunday, so we are supposed to get some pre-orders from Hasbro and other Star Wars stuff. I'm sure we'll see for Star Wars Day or whatever you want to call it go up this coming Sunday. All right, let's jump over to McFarlane. So we've had some stuff go up, at GameStop this week. This is the big McFarlane GameStop week. The Spawn figure that was announced at WonderCon that's supposed to be a GameStop exclusive has yet to go up, but we have had some other stuff that's not really exclusive, but again, this is this one at some point this week should be going up. This Spawn Blood Axe variant. There's a regular version, and then there's this variant that again is supposed to be exclusive to GameStop, but again has not yet gone up at GameStop. But we did get some platinum, not platinum. I don't know. It gets so confusing. So the big one this week that did go up briefly, I think it lasted a few minutes, sold out quickly. And then some people said it went back up later. Some people I've seen said you can go into the physical stores and you can pre-order it through the physical store still. I don't think this is so. First of all, at WonderCon, McFarlane announced the Cyborg Superman figure as a red platinum figure, but then we saw some images pop up last week that suggested that there was not the red platinum sticker on it. And now we see the figure that has now only been available so far, at least at GameStop. This is not a gold label figure. As far as I know, this isn't really exclusive to GameStop, but I guess for GameStop, for the McFarlane GameStop week, they've gotten first dibs on this figure. But even though, again, just a few weeks ago at WonderCon, they did announce this figure as a red platinum version, it does not appear that that is actually the case. And Entertainment Earth, they had a case of figures a few weeks ago with the Hal Jordan armored figure and some of those, and they did list that this figure was shipping in that case, but I can't 100% confirm that that's actually going to be the case. Those case assortments can change, and so I don't know. It's really confusing with this figure. There's also been, we've seen a platinum variant version of this figure pop up online as well. So let me go back to those. So these images had popped up before. The real Dallas James, I believe these were his images. So you can see here, there is this gold label version. So this should be some type of store exclusive, but it's not the one that GameStop is listing, this red one. So I don't know what's up with that. Again, very confusing with the Cyborg Superman. A lot of conflicting information, but right now, at least, GameStop has been taking pre-orders for it. And GameStop week goes until May 3rd, so we've got until this coming Saturday. So we'll see that Spawn figure, I imagine, sometime between now and Saturday. Now, that was not the only figure to go up. This red platinum version of the DC Super Friends Riddler figure was up briefly on the website. Now, this has been showing up at Target stores, physical stores. I actually saw this figure. I saw all these Super Friend figures on the shelves of my local Target this past weekend. So they don't seem to be flying off the shelf, I would say. But so this is definitely not GameStop, but GameStop's the only place that's offered it online. I think again it sold out pretty quickly. Just double check. Oh no, this one is actually still available. So if you want this Riddler figure, part of that new 6-inch DC Superpowers line, that is still available to get off at GameStop. And again, has been showing up at physical Target stores as well. This Jade figure. This is a red platinum figure. And again, GameStop has had it a few times. Right now, at least for me, it seems to show that like I can check and see if a local store has it, and if so, could have it delivered today from a local store. But like the ship to home is not available, so I don't know. But that has been available a couple of times here in the past 24 hours on GameStop's website. If this is one that you've been wanting to check out, but this one, unlike the Cyborg Superman, is in fact, as it was advertised at WonderCon, a red platinum edition figure. Not that I really, this whole red platinum thing really just doesn't seem to mean a whole lot. I don't know. So just another way to make collectors' lives more complicated, I guess. All right, let's jump over to NECA Toys. So for those of you collecting the Sesame Street Ultimate figures, this was expected to go up during one of the holothons, one of the two holothons. We've got two left, one this Friday and the following Friday. But in fact, Target decided to put this figure up in the middle of the week. Went up, I think, right after we talked about it on Monday. It went up online. It sold out. I was able to grab one offline. These have been hitting physical stores as well. I don't know if they will relist this figure at some point on one of the Holothon Fridays, or if you're just SOL as far as getting it online. Now, again, note this is not an actual Target store exclusive. It is just first to Target. So at some point, if you can't find it at your local Target, and assuming they don't list it again online, you will have another opportunity to get this figure, the count figure for their Sesame Street Ultimate line. But again, it was really strange that this went up just in the middle of the week as opposed to one of the Friday Holothon events. So I don't know what was up with that, and we'll just have to wait and see if they list it again either this Friday or next Friday. This Romulus Alien Deluxe Xenomorph set that I talked about on Monday, initially offered through the NECA store, has since gone up for pre-order. You can get it at Big Bad Toy Store as well now. So if you didn't want to deal with the NECA store, again, you now have some additional options. NECA has released official images for the 5th Turtle, which right now has been available on the NECA store. $34.99. Again, like with the Alien Romulus figure, this should be available at other retailers at some later time. But this is April O'Neil that they call the 5th Turtle, from I believe this is from the Archie comics series, or one of the comic book series. But again, April, even though it doesn't really look like a female turtle, just looks like a turtle with lighter color stuff and a big A on his belt. But again, that one currently right now is available in the NECA store and eventually will be available at other online e-tailers. For this week, we are definitely getting going up on Target's website this coming Friday at 9 a.m. The Hunter Leonardo figure. This one I've seen in physical stores. I saw this one last weekend when I was in my physical Target. So this one's already been hitting physical stores. But again, this one will definitely be going up for pre-order this coming Friday. For you Chucky fans, we've got life-size replica dolls. They've done these guys before, but they're going to be offered for Monster Mayhem on NECA store website tomorrow. So 12 p.m. Eastern time. So if you're into Chucky, you might want to check these two out, Tiffany and Chucky. And they're also teasing some other surprise, something horror related that we could see tomorrow as well. So I guess we'll just have to find out what that is. But let's see what else we got. Masters of the Universe. We've gotten some new images that have popped up over the last several days. Even some of these I think I saw last week. I kind of lost track with ones that we've seen and not seen, but we've got new images for Wave 2 of the Thundercats Masters of the Universe mashup line. So we've got He-Man with some cat-like armor on. I've said this before, but I do like this mashup of the Sword of Thundera along with the Power Sword. Panthera, and we've seen some images of these before, so these aren't really like our very first time seeing these in Tigra. So also, real quick update for you folks tracking Diamond Distributors. You may recall earlier this year, Diamond Distributors, which also owns things like Diamond Select Toys, declared Chapter 11 bankruptcy. And then in March, it was announced that Alliance Entertainment Holding Corporation had acquired the Diamond Comic assets. And long story short, that whole thing fell through apparently. And now, when these assets go up for bidding, when you declare bankruptcy, companies can place the bid, and usually the one with the highest bid gets the assets. Which originally that was the Alliance Entertainment, but again for a number of reasons that I've heard, the thing fell through, and the one with the second highest bid was this Ad Populum Universal Distribution. So two places kind of teamed up and made this bid. And now they put out a press release today stating that the court has accepted this bid. And so now they are the ones that will be taking over essentially Diamond Distributors, Diamond Select Toys, and various other assets owned through Diamond. So what that actually means for you, the consumer, it's really hard to say at this point. But for now, at least, it does seem like Diamond Select Toys will continue business as usual. Of course, with the things going on with the tariffs and stuff, what business as usual actually means these days is hard to say. But again, just want to give you a quick update on that front. If you're a Rocky fan, we got a glimpse at these at Toy Fair back in early March. The first figure, it's surprising we're getting the first figure to go up for pre-order is Apollo Creed, not Rocky Balboa, but based on the first Rocky movie, we are getting again Apollo Creed from the first Rocky. So this is a 1/12 scale figure from Hiya Toys. So this is probably not going to ship. Very well, this could be something that gets delayed. But right now it has gone up for pre-order. You can get it at places like Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth. Based on the late Carl Weathers, one of his classic roles. So looks pretty good. You even get some ring pieces boxing ring pieces. You get a stand. You get, his ring attire. You get 2 head sculpts. You get multiple pairs of hands. You get a stool for him to sit in when he goes to his corner in the ring. So again, that is now available for pre-order. Cost on this one is $105, so it definitely is not cheap, and possibly that could even cost more. Entertainment Earth has it for $120. So, as we've talked about before, Entertainment Earth is basically factoring in tariff costs up front, whereas Big Bad Toy Store is basically saying that they will, when something is ready to ship, then they'll let you know what the cost will be with the tariffs. So that, again, the price at Big Bad Toy Store, that could end up going up. This is supposed to be released in June of next year, so hopefully by that point, all this tariff stuff will have come and gone. But who knows? Let's see. I think that pretty much brings us up to date with everything. Yeah, I think that does pretty much bring us all up to date. So last day of the month, next month is going to be interesting. We started to kind of start feeling the effects of the tariffs and the trade wars and stuff, this month. But unless something changes, I think we're going to start feeling the effects. You're probably going to start hearing about. Well, I know you've probably heard of some delays, especially if you've pre-ordered anything from like an overseas company, Good Smile company, Tamasi Nations. Those companies, I think, have already put out notices of delays of products shipping. Stuff is not really shipping from China to the U.S. right now. So, again, probably going to see more and more in the way of pre-order delays and stuff like that. See, what's up, JC from Puerto Rico? Alfredo, good to see you, my friend. Always nice to see all these international folk tuning in. The Wolfpack toy review. What is up? What is up? Phil is in the house. Good afternoon to you. Judge Dredd says he's pretty much done collecting Marvel for now. So that pre-order as early as saw that. I think that's what you meant. Saw that yeah. I saw it earlier this morning. I didn't know, early hours of the morning, whether you want to call that night or not. I don't know. Like I said, it's Amazon exclusive, so I guess it doesn't matter that they put it up early, and it hasn't sold out or anything. So, if you're able to pre-order earlier this morning, then more power to you. But official time was supposed to be at 1:00 p.m. like all the Hasbro pre-orders, and again, if you haven't, I don't think it's necessarily going to sell out super quick or anything. What's up, John? Good to hear from you. Felix says, I'm going to see Thunderbolts, but I'm definitely not expecting it to be any good. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I've not heard anything bad about it. The previews have looked pretty interesting. So this might be the most upbeat I've been about a Marvel movie. I know it's cliche, but since Avengers Endgame, so I don't think it's going to be as good as Avengers Endgame and Infinity War, but might be up there. I'm thinking it might be as good as like the second Avengers movie, like Age of Ultron. That's kind of where I'm thinking it might come in at, like with that kind of caliber. I don't think it'll be as good as the original Avengers movie, but I could definitely see it maybe rating up there with like Avengers Age of Ultron. Elio's in the house. Judge Dreads, no, I don't believe so. Again, a lot of conflicting information on that one, but it's not listed as a platinum figure. It's not listed as a gold label figure. Doesn't mean it's going to be readily available. Whether it goes up for pre-order at any other e-tailers, I don't know, but I would suspect it will show up at some other places beyond just GameStop. And again, Tony, I cannot say definitively. As I mentioned before, Entertainment Earth did have that figure listed with the case that they put up for pre-order. Not as an individual release, but it was listed in one of the case packouts that they had up for pre-order a few weeks ago. Whether it actually ships in that case, I don't know. Whether they get an opportunity to offer it individually, I do not know. A lot of conflicting information. Like I say, initially McFarlane had labeled that a red platinum edition figure, but it does not look like that is actually the case. Automatom, I came in late. Did Mezco say when Crab Louie is dropping? I don't. No, last update we got was on the 25th, and they said it was coming soon, but as far as I know of, they have not given a specific date yet on when that's dropping. Sorry, my throat is kind of scratchy today. Like I've noticed, I got that bad cold, a month or so ago, and ever since then, like I don't feel sick at all, but anytime I start talking for any long period of time, my voice starts getting really scratchy. So Eric says, love the hierarchy line, seems promising. Yeah, I'm curious to see how deep they go with it. Passiano says, FYI, Big Bad Toy Store did not add a tariff surcharge to my Raymond van today. I ordered it a long time ago. Probably, and I'm just speculating, but that probably means that it arrived before all the tariff stuff happened. But that's good that you didn't end up getting hit with any extra charges on that. Hey, Alonzo, what is up? Eric, even Hasbro and Mattel will see a drop of product and raise its prices due to products are made mostly in China and imported. Again, possibly. It all just depends on how long this stuff drags out for. Hasbro had their financial call. What was it, last week now? And they certainly said tariffs were going to make an impact on their profit margins. But right now, they were not suggesting that they were going to be raising their MSRPs. Now, shortages, like it's not just price hikes. It's stuff just won't be able to get through to people. So, like, you could pre-order something, but, you could find that it takes months, years longer than normal for it to arrive. Hopefully not years. That's probably a little exaggeration. But that's really, to me, it's less about price increases. That sucks 100%. But where it's really going to start hurting businesses is that the product's just not going to get through. And so you're going to see, if you watch the news, you're already hearing about, you're probably going to start seeing product shortages, and not just with action figures, with a lot of things. Going back to COVID, when you'd go to the grocery store and you'd find a lot of empty shelves. Hopefully, toilet paper doesn't become in high demand again like we saw during COVID. But that type of thing is, where a lot of people are suggesting we're going to see. And with toys, definitely, especially at Christmas time, where a lot of toy companies make most of their money during that time period where people are doing their holiday shopping. There just may not be a lot of product for people to choose from that are available at that time, if this all drags out. And I'm trying to keep a positive mindset that it's not going to drag out forever. I'm not necessarily seeing anything that suggests that from the news that I read, but I am continuing to try and keep a positive outlook, because I don't want to see toy companies go out of business. I don't want to see people not be able to get products that they want. I don't want to see prices skyrocket. So these, not just for me, but I don't want to see it for you guys either. I mean, Virtual Dave, am I get nice, another viewer from UK? Are you getting those Beast Kingdom DC figures? I probably am not. I really, the 8-inch stuff that they do, not that it looks bad, it's just not a scale that I've really delved into. But I've heard good things from those who have gotten them. I know people looking forward to those Batman movie figures. Um, and then they recently had those Justice League figures, which look pretty good as well. But I personally, I'm kind of like on pause with DC. I think I'm basically at that stage where I'm like, I'm just going to wait until next year and see what Mattel gives us, and then decide whether I want to start picking up DC figures again or not. But right now, that's really kind of a line that I just have on hold. Same thing with Star Wars. I really am not buying much in the way of Star Wars stuff anymore. It's just kind of reached my limit where it's just not interesting me that much anymore. So, but I am kind of waiting to see what Mattel's going to give us with DC. Zombie 2010. Try living in Canada. Nothing now, sadly. Judge, I don't think it works that way. Anything that comes from a different country has to go through customs. You can't just ship directly to a warehouse. Be nice if you could, but like I say, I don't think it works that way. Virtual Day. Am I looking forward to the new Tron movie? I don't know. We haven't seen enough of it. I love the last Tron movie. I think it was actually better than the original Tron movie, but from for whatever reason, I other than Jeff Bridges, which I don't think is going to have like a huge role. I'm guessing he's going to have a fairly minor role in this upcoming movie. I mean, it's an interesting premise, one that they kind of played around with in the last movie, but then like they managed to stop him from coming over into the real world. So it's an interesting premise. I definitely am interested in seeing more of it, but until I do, I'm kind of like don't have a real strong opinion one way or the other. But definitely, I want to see more about it and things like that as we get closer to its release. John, what's the top 10 Marvel Legends that I need for my collection? I don't know if I have 10, but definitely I have teams. Um, I need Farrell for X Force, the original X Force team. Rachel Summers in her red spike jumpsuit to complete my Excalibur team. A number of the original Thunderbolts for that team. A few folks from New Warriors to finish that team. We got the Vance Astro that didn't really go with the other classic New Warrior figures, so I was kind of upset that Hasbro gave us changed up the Vance Astro, gave us a more modern Vance Astro, which I passed on that figure. I didn't get that one, and still hoping that at some point we get a classic Vance Astro to complete my New Warriors along with Namorta. But that's really kind of, for me personally, that's really, just there are these teams that Hasbro started quite a while ago that I would just like to be able to finish out. I wouldn't mind seeing a few additional Alpha Flight team members. I mean, I could live without them. I wouldn't mind seeing a box figure, at least one of the versions of box released. They started giving us the classic original X Factor team, the Cyclops in the yellow and blue, the Jean Grey Target exclusive with the green, which doesn't really go with the Blue Beast or Archangel. We do have an Iceman figure with the belt that, you could kind of throw in for that, but I would love to see like a human Hank McCoy, like in his X Factor outfit. Repaint that Angel figure in his classic X Factor outfit before he became Archangel, to complete that team. But yeah, basically for me, it's just these teams that Hasbro started that have yet to finish, and still not really seen any indication so far that they, I haven't seen anything this year, from the leak listings and stuff that would suggest we're going to be able to complete any of these teams this year. Last year, we finally got, for X Factor, we got Wolfsbane, but still, like I say, no Pharaoh for X-Force or anything like that. So those are the ones that I want to see. No word yet on that. No specific date on Ultraman. Starjammers just need 2 more. That's another one. But I'm not as big a Starjammer fan. I mean, I feel you on wanting to complete that team, but that would be very low on my priority list of teams. All right, well, I think we're going to call it a day. My voice is getting kind of scratchy, and we're kind of out of news. So I probably will be back on Friday. I won't say 100%, and definitely if we hit 50 Action Figure Enthusiast members, I'll be back on Friday. Between now and Friday, I'll be back, and we'll do a contest giveaway. 100% on that if that happens. Like I said, we're up to 44, so we just need 6 more to get to 50. But again, thank you guys for tuning in today, listening to me ramble. As always, stay safe out there. And until next time, guys, I got my pin. I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching today's video. Now, if you're new to the channel, please think about hitting that subscribe button. Also hit the bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. For all the latest action figure news, be sure to head over to ToyNewsEye.com, MarvelousNews.com, JediInsider.com, and TFormers.com. And remember, action figures are great,